My name is Emily Carson. I'm 34, a marketing manager living in Charleston, South Carolina. For most of my adult life, I believed in loyalty. I believed in love. And more than anything, I believed in Mark, my husband of 9 years. He was a steady one, reliable, calm, successful in his own way, a financial analyst who never missed a payment or an anniversary. To outsiders, we had the perfect marriage. 2 kids, a nice home in a quiet cul-de-sac, vacations to Disney World, matching Christmas pajamas, even a couple's book club. But all of that was a lie. Or maybe it wasn't at first. Maybe, somewhere along the way, something twisted. And the worst part, I didn't even suspect it until I found the phone. It started with something small. Mark always left for work at 7:30 a.m., like clockwork. He kissed me on the cheek, grabbed his travel mug of coffee, and headed out. But one Wednesday morning in early May, I realized he'd forgotten his laptop bag. I tried calling, but he didn't answer his phone. He always answered. Panicked he'd left it on the roof of the car or something. I grabbed it and drove the 5 minutes to his office. But when I got there, I saw his car in the parking lot. And he wasn't inside the building yet. He was sitting in the car, just sitting there, staring at something. I parked across the lot and waited. After a few seconds, I watched him lift a small black phone to his ear. It wasn't his regular phone. Mark had a shiny silver iPhone. This one was small, beat up, maybe Android. He was smiling. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but the way his face lit up, the way he leaned back and laughed like he was a teenager again, it was enough to make my stomach twist. I drove away without letting him know I was there. That night, I didn't say anything. I didn't sleep either. I kept trying to convince myself that it was innocent. Maybe a work thing. Maybe an old phone he used for some side project. I even gaslit myself into thinking I might have imagined it. But the next morning, after he left, I went into the garage and stared at his car. I'd never gone through his car before. Never had a reason. But today I opened the glove box, the center console. Nothing. Just receipts, spare change, pens. Then I opened the hidden compartment on the floor of the trunk. And there it was. A small black Samsung phone. Turned off. No case. It had a single scratch across the back and a fingerprint smudge screen. My heart felt like it was trying to climb out of my throat. I turned it on. No password. That felt like a trap in itself. Who doesn't password protect a secret phone? Messages started popping up within seconds. And what I saw shattered me. That was the name on most of the messages. Some were sweet. Some were sexual. Some were full-on declarations of love. I scrolled through hundreds of texts, voice notes, even photos. Photos of the 2 of them in what looked like a hotel room. Him shirtless, her in lingerie. One picture in particular stuck in my head. Her in his arms, standing on the balcony of a beach hotel I recognized. Myrtle Beach. We went there every summer, as a family. There were timestamps, dates, locations. Most of them lined up with work trips he'd told me about. Others were while I was at home sick with the kids. One time he'd told me he was helping his mom recover from knee surgery. He was in a jacuzzi with Ray instead. I didn't confront him right away. I couldn't. I needed to breathe, think. I needed to understand who this woman was. I took screenshots of everything and transferred them to my laptop. Then I Googled her. Her name was Rachel Montgomery, a 29-year-old event planner in Charleston. Her LinkedIn said she worked for a high-end luxury resort. She had blonde hair, perfect skin, and a killer smile. She looked like someone who posted motivational quotes and wore yoga pants unironically. But what chilled me the most, she wasn't just some fling. She was in love with him. She called him her soulmate, said she couldn't wait for him to finally be free. That night, Mark came home like everything was normal. Kissed me, hugged the kids, told us about his busy day. My hands were shaking as I set the table. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw the dishes across the room and demand the truth, but I didn't. Instead, I smiled, because now I had a plan. Over the next 2 weeks, I gathered more evidence. I installed a motion-triggered dash cam in his car. Put a tracker on the secret phone. I even faked a work trip and stayed in a nearby motel, watching from my car while they met for dinner one Friday night. They kissed in public like they were in a rom-com. She called him baby. He looked at her the way he hadn't looked at me in years. And that was when I realized the truth. This wasn't just about sex. It wasn't about a midlife crisis. Mark had fallen in love with her, while still sleeping next to me every night. I knew confronting him wouldn't be enough. He'd lie, cry, apologize, maybe even blame me. So I decided to destroy him, quietly, methodically, and very, very publicly. I started with our finances. I met with a divorce attorney and a forensic accountant. Turns out, Mark had opened a secret savings account and was transferring small amounts of money into it monthly, probably saving for his new life with Ray. I froze the accounts. Then, I made copies of screenshots, voice notes, and photos and sent them anonymously to Ray's employer. I used a burner email and pretended to be a concerned citizen. A few days later, her job bio disappeared from the company website. Next, I printed everything, yes, everything, and placed it in a manila folder. I labeled it, "For your consideration, the real Mark Carson." I sent it to his boss. He lost a major promotion, one he'd been gloating about for months. And then, for the final move, I confronted him. It was a Sunday morning. The kids were at my sister's for a sleepover. Mark was nursing a hangover on the couch. I walked into the living room and dropped the secret phone into his lap. He stared at it for a second. "Emily, what is this?" "You tell me," I said. He turned pale. "I can explain." "Don't." I cut him off. "I've read every message. I've seen every picture. You didn't just cheat on me, Mark. You built another life. You made me the side character in my own marriage." He stammered, tried to reach for my hand. I pulled away. "It's over," I said. "The lawyer will call you tomorrow. Pack your things. I want you out by tonight." Mark tried to fight it, claimed it was a mistake, that he was confused, that Ray meant nothing. Too late, Ray ghosted him after losing her job. His friends found out. Most of them sided with me. The couple's book club kicked him out. His parents were humiliated. He moved into a sad one-bedroom apartment and tried to win me back for months. But I was done. I changed the locks, changed the name on the mortgage, changed everything. I didn't just survive it, I rebuilt from it. Now, I tell my story because too many women doubt their gut. Too many ignore the small signs, the glitches in the routine, the late-night texts he says are from work. Don't ignore them, because I almost did. And if I hadn't found that phone in his trunk, I might still be living in a lie. If you think something feels off, you're probably right. And if you ever find a secret phone in your partner's car, brace yourself. It's rarely ever good news, but it can be the start of your freedom. It's been a year now, 12 full months since I kicked Mark out of the house and slammed the door on the life I thought we had. The divorce is final. I got full custody of the kids. The house is in my name and the silence in it, peaceful, healing. At first, it was hard. Every memory felt poisoned, even the happy ones. I questioned everything. Every smile, every kiss, every holiday we spent together. But slowly, I started reclaiming pieces of myself. I went back to therapy. I reconnected with old friends. I started running again, signed up for a yoga class, even took the kids on a beach trip by myself, the same beach where he'd once held her in his arms. This time, the only arms holding me were my own and my children's. I didn't just survive what he did to me, I grew from it. Mark, on the other hand, never really recovered. He tried to win me back with flowers and tearful apologies. Told me he made a mistake, that Ray had blocked him, that he missed his family, that he missed me. But I looked him dead in the eyes and said something I'd been practicing for weeks. You didn't just cheat on me. You burned down everything we built and handed the match to someone else. I loved you with everything I had, and you made me feel like that wasn't enough. So now, I choose me. He cried. I didn't, because I was finally done crying over someone who made lying his second language. Now, I wake up every morning with no secrets in my home. No suspicious late-night texts. No business trips that end in hotel betrayals. No hidden phones in cars. Just peace. And every time I sip my coffee in the morning, watching the sun rise through the kitchen window, I remind myself of one thing. Some truths will break you, but they'll also build you into someone unshakable. I'm not the same woman I was before I found that phone. I'm stronger, wiser, and absolutely done with men who think they can play with my heart like it's disposable. If he regrets it now, good. That means he finally knows what it feels like to lose something real.